just tell you guys a little bit about me. My name is Tiff Thrush. I'm a exclusive Purple Skies presenter. I joined Younique in March of 2014. And originally I'm actually a certified international diamond grader. I studied diamonds through GIA for about 3.5 years. So this was not anywhere in my plans whatsoever. And funny thing, I was actually a kidnapper too, because I had worked in a corporate jewelry store. And you know what? I didn't like sales. Everybody was always out for themselves. I worked for kind of like the Canadian equivalent of Tiffany's jewelers, so very high-end jewelry. And it was so competitive, and it wasn't my thing, right? So I got the kit. I had bad eye infections. Actually, had to get rid of all my makeup, and the kit was just right up my alley. It had all the eyeshadows in it, and I was like, you know what? This is pretty much what I wear. So my aunt was actually with Mary Kay for years, and she was always trying to get me to sign up under her. I remember going to these seminars, and it wasn't my thing either, right? So I was working in a jewelry store, and my contract had actually ended. I was working with a custom jeweler. And it was really wishy-washy about whether the store was going to be sold, or whether it was going to be in business, or what have you. So I saw this opportunity arising, seeing all these Facebook posts. I was following my upline Natalie and seeing what she was doing and seeing her business grow and her success coming. So I followed suit, and the rest is history. It just kind of exploded, right? So I'm a wife, I'm a mom. I have 2 little girls, Sarah Jane, who's 7, and Peyton, who's 22 months old. My next slide will just describe her in a T. I don't know if you guys have seen my videos, but it takes my 22-month-old about 5 seconds to undo the top of the detox mask and use it for body paint. So that's her day. So I stay home with my kids 6 days a week, and I waitress 1 day a week because I love people, and I figure it's safe for a gym membership, right? So I just like to keep my sanity too. So it's my adult time. Right now, as of yesterday, my team has 1,116 fabulous Y sisters on it, which I love and admire and follow. And we walk beside each other daily. So I'll show you a picture of my little tornado here. All right, so this is Peyton. Her favorite spot to sit in my house is on top of the dining room table, drinking my coffee or whatever she can get into. So having a 2-year-old is like having a blender with no top on it. That is my life every single day. So next slide will show my world here. Okay, so my 2 little girls, Sarah Jane, Peyton, my boyfriend, who's my rock, my major support system, okay? And there's our family picture. So today I'm going to talk about personal branding. So personal branding, what is it? How do we do it, and why do we do it? Okay, it's a very important thing. So we'll get to the next slide. Okay, so personal branding is a practice of people marketing themselves and their careers as brands. So essentially, when people think of Younique, you want them to think of you. You want to be associated with Younique and people to know that you sell Younique, but you want to also, it helps to create your own brand, okay? You want to stand out. So whether you're known as the local lash lady, or the mascara mama, or me, the crazy pink-haired mascara lady, I can't tell you how many times people from 5-6 towns over have come up, and sometimes it's been a little creepy. We're like, I saw your video. All right, hi, my name's Tiff, what's your name? Right? Or you're that pink-haired lady that has that mascara, or you do that thing, right? And it's crazy, how much branding works, and if you just put yourself out there and what it can do for your business. So number 2 with branding is, why do we do it? So like I said, we want our name to be synonymous with Younique. We do it to create a following. In creating a following, we're going to build a clientele base. We're also going to get referrals, and of course, we're going to have the possibility of adding Y sisters to our team, right? So we're forever networking. And the more that you stand out, the more that you can put yourself out there, the more that you can network, right? Now also in branding yourself, you become an asset. It's pretty cool because you become your own unique, pardon the pun, product, right? That's something nobody can ever take away from you. Like, look at a domain name, for instance, right? I own 3dlashempire.info. As long as I don't stop paying for it, nobody else can have that domain name, right? So that is mine. Somebody else cannot have that. And also in branding ourselves, you become the asset and your service becomes a skill. So just remember, if you service your clients well, your skill or brand will be your asset, okay? And they will keep coming back. How many of you have returning clients? Put your hand up. Right, like doesn't Younique have, like we have really, really loyal clients, right? You treat your clients right, they're gonna keep coming back for more, not just because they love the products, but because they love you. So, how do we brand ourselves? We can do it through a series of things. Social media, being authentic, being you, produce value, building a following, speaking out, be seen, be heard, being vulnerable or human, reinventing ourselves, and something I call the 2 Ps. So we're going to start with social media here. So social media, I choose Facebook. As I just made the joke about technology. Technology hates me, guys, okay? Hates me. I shouldn't even have a cell phone. Karen tells me all the time, like, why do you even have a cell phone? So I found that Facebook works for me. I've tried Instagram, didn't get too many followers. I've tried Pinterest, couldn't even figure out what a pin was. Right? Like, way out of my realm, okay? I even boycotted Facebook. My boyfriend had Facebook. It's funny, he doesn't have it now. But over a couple glasses of wine, about maybe 4 years ago, he convinced me to actually sign up. That's the only reason I had Facebook. And I had a very private account, which now has been made public. But that's why my name's Tiff Thrush, because I didn't want people to find me. No, I didn't want to be seen. So things have changed now, and Tiff Thrush has actually helped also too. If you Google Tiff Thrush, or you know what, take a minute. When you guys get a minute, Google yourself. Okay? Have you ever Googled yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So see you should Google yourself. It's pretty cool. Like if you're on social media, you're gonna pop up, right? So the thing with me shortening my name to Tiff, there's lots of Tiffany's out there, right? But there's only one Tiff Thrush. And if you type in Tiff Thrush, you're gonna get me or a bird or a hoof and mouth disease. Then we breed horses, so it's kind of an inside joke too. But, you know, through social media, we also can brand ourselves through pictures. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? So before and afters, wake up in makeup, jet lag to jet set. Those are some of my favorites. Videos, as Karen was just saying, videos. Guys, do your videos. They're even better than pictures because nowadays people seem like they're more skeptical with Photoshop. They think that things have been altered, the lighting's different. You know, we have to be very careful because what we're building also in branding ourselves is trust, right? If we don't have trust, we don't have integrity, we don't have anything, guys. We don't have business. So through videos, and especially live videos, people see it, that it can't be altered. It is what it is. There's no retakes. If you've got things going on in the background, dogs barking, kids, you know, running around like crazy, that's life, that's what it is, right? But it also makes you more relatable. So, also through social media, buy and sells, and that's kind of like a top little tip that I have for you guys today. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. So now we are going to go to be authentic and be you. So the old saying, and I love this saying, be you because everyone else is already taken. Best saying ever, right? People want to see the real you. Be real. Be as you would be yourself. So, for instance, I'm pretty eccentric. I'm kind of a goofball. If I get on camera, I'm not going to act all reserved and closed in. You know what I mean? If I have my kid painting herself with a mask in the background, that's great. If I'm masking my armpits and getting an audience, fantastic, right? But if your personality is reserved, you don't want to be a goofball, right? You don't, because people are going to see that. They're going to see right through it. These are your friends and your family, and they're going to see right through that. They want to see the real you. Because once again, it's about integrity and trust. And if you don't have that, you don't have anything. So, what's next here? So, producing value, like Karen said as well too. We're taught to share, not sell. We never say, buy this, join my team. Yuck. Those are yucky words. Those are bad words, right? So we don't ever want to say that. What I do by producing value is I'll offer like makeup tips and tricks. So, for instance, if I'm doing a simple video like a get ready with me, like a live, like it's crazy. You know, the stuff that we know, whether you're white status or black status, you know what I mean? Just from having the kit and having like this, you know, these items in your possession and being able to use them, it's incredible how much you already know that the general public doesn't. So don't ever give yourself enough credit for that, okay? If you can put on eyeshadow, and you can use 2 colors of eyeshadow and an amazing mascara, guess what? A lot of the general population still isn't there. They can't do it. Hence why Karen said, you know, do videos for beginners, right? So for instance, when I do a live video, I like to put in a tip. So for instance, a lot of people don't know, like I have a lot of people message me and be like, oh, I really want to blush, but I don't know what'll match my skin tone. Well, a great tip, for instance, is look at the tones in your lips. Do you have pinks, do you have purples, do you have kind of peachy colors? Well, guess what? That's what the Almighty gave you. So obviously, it's going to complement your skin tone if you match your blush with your lip tones, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, wow, so that makes it a little bit easier to pick out their blush. Same with the 3-in-1 bronzer. A lot of people think that you can only use bronzer for your face, right? Or it's to add a little bit of color. Well, first off, before we got the contouring kit, I contoured with bronzer. That's how I did my contouring. You can also use it for eyeshadow. You can make out with your bronzer, and I've made that video. And you can use it for lip color as well, for your lip gloss. So in doing this, you're adding value. You're not just you know, putting on the products and stuff. You're kind of teaching in a way, right? Number 3, answer questions. I know it's hard, especially when you're going live, because especially me, I'm so excited that people are tuning in, and I'm like, hi, right? And I get so caught up, I have to be careful that I'm not constantly looking down, okay? Because you can get caught up in saying hi to people and trying to answer questions, and you can kind of get thrown off of your whole purpose of your video. So what I like to do is I like to say a few hi's as much as I can, and then I like to make sure that I go back, because with me producing value in my videos, I also want to show my friends and clients that I value them, right? So by taking the time to just like and comment on their posts, maybe make a quick comment, or thanks, love, or oh, you would totally rock this lip color, something like that, it's showing them that I'm also taking the time to acknowledge them as well. Be positive, right? Nobody wants to follow or be involved in like a negative mini, right? I mean, we all have problems in our lives, and I'm going to touch base more on that later, but just be as positive as you can. Don't be fake, but you know, be as positive as uplifting as you can. And just remember, every picture or video you post or tweet contributes to your personal brand. Okay, so like I think of Facebook, for instance, like a window, okay? Like a window to my house, a big front bay window. And here's me and my family sitting around the table eating Thanksgiving dinner. And the neighbors are walking by. And I'm like, oh, look at that turkey. Now, they're looking into my window. Now, all of a sudden, what if that turns into a family food fight in a Jerry Springer episode? It's not going to be a good thing. That's not going to paint a good picture for people, right? So always think of social media as a window, like essentially into your soul or into your life, at least, right? Just be careful what you post. So build a following. Be someone you want to follow. For instance, like I said, be positive. Like I said, we all go through things, but you know, nobody needs to know that you know you're breaking up with your boyfriend, or your ex is doing this, or your best friend did this, or you know, and especially swearing. I think I've said damn and sh on my Facebook, and I usually start out. I am not one for swearing on my Facebook. That's like one of my number 1 rules, and my boyfriend even knows that when I go live, there's no farting noises and there's no swearing. That's a given, okay? So also you want to be fun, you want to be engaging, okay? And also be confident, because people will follow you as well as people will join you if you're confident. People don't want to join you as a leader or a sponsor if you're not confident. They want to know that they have somebody that they know is gonna help take them to the top if that is their goal, right? We got past one. Okay, speak out, be heard. Okay, so speak out, be seen, be heard. So go Facebook Live or post videos and pictures as often as possible. Not just, business, I'm actually getting to a formula that I use. It's a 7-day formula. I'm going to touch base on that in a minute. Post family if you're comfortable with that. Non-business related stuff. I'm an animal lover, so I'll post funny animal videos, stuff like that, memes. And I like to post 3 to 4 times a day. Come heck or high water. And even if I'm in a hospital bed, you better believe it, I'm posting these once a day. Okay? So what it does is it keeps algorithms up, it keeps you visible in other people's news feeds as well as them visible in your news feed. So I also like to take time as well. I time myself. I take about 10 minutes a day, and I like to go through and comment and like non-Y sisters, operative word, non-Y sisters posts. Because once again, that brings them back into my news feed. I'm going to be more visible to them. That brings the algorithms up, and they're going to see me and what I'm up to. I also like to pre-post opportunity videos and buy and sells in other appropriate groups, right? Like just about the opportunity. So I like to have the two things kind of on deck, right? Let's see. So being vulnerable. Being vulnerable can sometimes be a really scary thing, right? I mean, we all want to appear like, you know, we're superwoman and we've got work down pat or kids down pat or business down pat, fake it till make it kind of stuff, which is great, and I totally agree with it, but I think sometimes we lose the human aspect in this whole social media thing behind this computer, right? Like, it's pretty amazing to meet people in person, even though we've maybe talked to them over Facebook Messenger, even voice notes, right? Voice notes make it a little bit more personal, but I think we need to really work on bringing back that human element. And I think we need to show people that we are real, you know? Tell your story. Why did you maybe get into this business? Like, share your why. The old saying, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough, right? Also, be imperfectly perfect. Nobody wants to follow. People, you know, like, people want to follow and be part of real people, right? If people want to be part of fake people, they're going to follow, like, I don't know, the Kardashians, or, you know what I mean? There's Instagram for that stuff, right? Be as real as you can be. Be relatable, because like Karen said as well, too, people join you, they don't join companies. What you're doing with the whole attraction marketing thing is you're attracting people to you, not necessarily Younique. You're bringing Younique into it, they know you're part of Younique, but you're attracting people to you. Right, so reinvent and adapt. So basically, look at like the Queen of Pop, Madonna. How many times has she changed? How many times has she reinvented herself, right? And that's why she has staying power. That's why she's lasted so long. That's why she's still one of the queens of pop. I mean, how old is she, like 55 or something? She looks fantastic for her age, but she's been around for a while. And not because she keeps doing the same thing, right? So we have to reinvent and adapt ourselves. So our business is like that. It's ever changing, and we have to learn to adapt with it and go with the flow, as well as come up with new ideas and share our ideas as well too. So, for instance, I don't know, when I signed up, online parties were the huge thing. It was huge. And there was no problem getting people to come to your party, because it was a new thing. It wasn't a home party, there was no mess, there was no cleanup. Everybody else was doing home parties. We were the first to do online parties. So it was easy peasy. It was like, hey, join us tonight in your PJs, grab a glass of wine, latte, grab your laptop, and you're good to go, right? Well, what happens now when you mention the word party to somebody? They run. They run for the hills with their heads on fire, right? They're gone. So we've had to reinvent ourselves. So people have come up with makeup classes, or Confidence 101, or Beauty Academy, right? So let's say you're asking your friend Sally, been like, oh yeah, you know, Sally, I'm having this great online party. Like I just said, you know, come in your PJs, grab a glass of wine, you can do your shopping right from your laptop. What do you say? It's gonna be like, no, and probably, it's gonna say, probably get added to those like 10 times a week, right? But if you say, hey Sally, you know what? I'm actually hosting a Confidence 101 class. It's gonna run 3 days out of the month. It's gonna be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm gonna be sharing some tips and tricks for everyday women and beginners. What do you say? Most people are probably gonna come to your Makeup 101 or your Confidence 101 over a party, right? Nobody's gonna come to your party. Highly doubt nobody's, or anybody's gonna come to your party. So, oops, can we just go back here for a second, darling? Sorry. Just the same as, you know, pictures. When I first started, the before and after was like magic. But now with the magic of Photoshop and many other things, people are so skeptical. So they want to see it for their very eyes. They either want to see a video, or better yet, our live videos. So that's kind of how we've reinvented ourselves as our business is coming along. And that's what we have to do. We have to learn to do that as presenters. And we have to step out of our comfort zone when it comes to Younique, or our business. What comfort zone is there? You've got to step out of that, right? So the two P's. So the two P's are personal development and personal wall. So personal development is huge. My motto is, if you're not learning, you're not living. I love it. I watch TV one day a week. I watch my 60 Days In, that E&E jail program or whatever. That's my diehard show, and that's the only TV that I watch, except for Treehouse, which is always in the background. Usually at 10 o'clock at night, and my kids have been sleeping for 2 hours. But personal development is huge, regardless of whether you're reading, watching, listening. You have to do it. I do at least 30 minutes a day, and sometimes it doesn't even feel like I'm doing personal development. I'll set aside time, but before I know it, I've already watched like 3 or 4 videos. Never mind, picked up a book, right? That's the fun of this business. There's so many ways to learn. So for instance, what I do is, if I were to hold up one of my books, like Sarah Brocken Robbins, that's a great book. When we were doing that, we did the book club, right? So we had our highlighters and we were taking notes. If I had that book here, the whole page would be highlighted, like 3/4 of it, right? I'm a pretty, I'm not the most organized person, let's just say. So I find it hard to kind of concentrate on key points, right? I may think I'm taking jot notes, but I'm not. I'm basically rewriting the whole book. So what I found that has helped me is I'll highlight those what I think are important notes in a book or key points, and then what I do is I'll transfer them to a notebook and write them out by hand. So by doing this, I'm then condensing the important points that I think are important from the first place from highlighting, but I'm condensing them even more, as well as I'm kind of old school. I don't like to do things too much on the computer. If I write something out, it makes it tangible. I retain it a lot more, right? So that's a trick that I use for personal development. I have several notebooks that are full just with my jot notes and stuff, but I do remember things a lot easier. So yeah, be a lifelong student, put your learnings into action and teach them as well. So learning and everything is fantastic, but what good is it going to do you if you don't put it into action, right? You can learn everything. You can be a master of your trade. You can be so skilled in this business, but if you don't put that into action and put it to work, it's not going to do you any good, right? Just the same as when we're growing a team, right? Duplication is key. Well, also teaching, like duplicating your teachings is key as well too, right? So if you learn something, share it with others. They're going to appreciate it, and you know what? It's pretty nice when you can kind of get a relationship where you're going back and forth and you can both share ideas. You can learn a lot from each other. So yeah, share and duplicate your learnings. Make it your own. A lot of times I will watch videos from other leaders, and I will watch them, and I'll go into my group and I'll make a live video about it, right? We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's already a proven thing, proven process, right? Just make it your own, add your own personal touch. So my second key is personal wall. I hear from people, girls, all the time, oh, I posted my VIP group, I posted in my party, but did you post your personal wall? Oh, no. Oh, okay. I teach to go on your personal wall. That's where I get most of my business. Now, we're not allowed to sell on Facebook, but people that private message us, and we're not supposed to be selling anyways because we're sharing, right? So I do a lot of my stuff I do everything pretty much on my personal wall. VIP groups are awesome when you have, kind of your condensed, kind of specialty, clients and whatever. But for everybody just joining the business, you have to get out there, right? Your friends are going to want to see you. They're going to support you. When you're making friends and adding people to that friends list, you're adding them to your personal wall, right? So essentially, that's the best way to advertise your business. These are things that work for me. They might not work for you, and things that work for you guys might not work for me. And of course, share on your personal wall, never sell. And then now we're going to get to the Facebook formula that I have. So, I used to get up and I was like, I would panic. I'd feel a huge weight on my shoulders with my kids, my dogs, my cats, my horses, my mother. Oh my gosh. I'd be like, oh, and I still got to get to work. What am I going to post about today? I don't have anything interesting going on. Like, what can I possibly post about? So, what I did is I took one of my notebooks and I actually wrote this in the back of one of my big notebooks I had. And if you're on my team, you've probably got this in a Facebook message. I've sent the picture to a few of you, but it really helped keep me on track. So I'm not saying that I follow this to a T. For the first, I started this probably maybe about 6 months ago or so, and I would follow it to a T. And you know what? I found that it would just take that weight off my shoulders, right? Now, let's say I woke up and I didn't have anything spectacular that I knew was going to happen that day, and it was Monday, and getting the kids ready for school, this, that, and the other. Life's busy, right? So work smarter, not harder. Get yourself prepared. So Monday, for instance, I like to kind of keep it light. Everybody's kind of back into the grind of their work week or whatever, right? So I'll keep it, I'll write an inspiration, or I'll post an inspirational post. I'll catch up on thank yous for the weekend. Karen, I know she does you send out your thank you cards.
Every Monday.
Every Monday, right? Every Monday. So I know my weekends are busy and I work Sunday, right? So I can't always thank you people, or say thanks to people, but I make sure I catch up on that on Monday. Tuesday, for instance, I'll do team or numbers, and I'm not talking about like income numbers or anything, keep it within compliance, right? But congratulations, shout outs. Not only just shouting out my leaders, but I also like to shout out everybody on my team. I like to go through my back office and see who's rocking their business or who's done their first live. I mean, these are all huge milestones and they need to be celebrated and people need to be credited for it. Wednesday, I'll do a product or funny video. Now, keep in mind, I'm still posting Younique once a day, okay? Whether it's a picture, whether it's a live video. This is kind of just a general formula that kind of just takes the weight off my shoulders, like I said, first thing in the morning. If I don't have anything planned, I can go to this. So Thursday, tips or hacks. Doesn't have to be makeup related. I mean, something simple like makeup related, like showing people a graphic that, depending on your eye shape, is how you should apply your eyeshadow. That can help out a lot of people. What was a crazy one? Oh, okay, so you know that spaghetti strainer that everybody has, or that spaghetti spoon that everybody has in their kitchen, right, with the hole in the back? I don't know about you guys, but like mind blown when I learned that that was to measure your single serving of spaghetti. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. So I shared that on my wall, got a big response from that. Younique changing lives, whether you got your manicure and you didn't have to dip into your, family's budget or bank account. Whether, big, small, whatever, they're, like I said, they're all milestones. Shout them out, be proud of yourself, and if you haven't reached any of those yet, then do somebody from your team, or maybe somebody that you look up to, or you're following, right? Friday, so I do no TGIF because I work from home, so if anything, I'll do TGIM, thank God it's Monday, right? I'll do a product on Friday as well. Saturday, I'll do family, shows, events. Last year I was doing a lot of events. I was doing probably about 3 of them a month. This year I'm starting to do probably about 2 a month now. But when I go there, I'll take a picture of my table. I'll shout out how much fun I'm having at that show or event. And then Sundays I keep it fun. I'll do a product or like a Sunday selfie, wake up and makeup kind of thing. I'll post something like family related. I have my kids on Facebook. I don't have a problem with that. So also too, just at the bottom here, it's important, post, whatever you post, I try and post with, ending with a question, okay? Ending with a question, we're gonna talk about that in a second, why that works. But end your post in a question as much as possible. And like I said, post selfies 2 to 3 times a week minimum of you wearing the products, or just take a picture of you in your car sporting like the new matte liquid lipstick or something like that, right? So at the bottom there I said, end something, or end your post in a question. This is what I call the 2 H's, okay? When you post a question, 2 things happen. People want to either help or be heard, okay? These are the 2 H's. So it's human nature. People are compelled to either give you the 2 cents and have their voices heard, or to offer you help, maybe from personal experience, right? So it's crazy, do an experiment. Something simple like for moms out there, if anybody has babies in diapers, okay? Simple post, take a picture of Pampers and take a picture of Huggies. And say, okay moms, I'm having a hard time deciding, what do you think has the best, best coverage? Huggies or Pampers? First time I did that, I got like 100 comments in like 45 minutes. And you know what that did? That brought my algorithms right up there. Also bringing other people who commented, bringing their friends into my newsfeed, and everything just kind of exploded. You know, from like how you like your coffee. It can be simple things. Actually, this is the more simple, the better, I find. When you make things too complicated and word them too much, I mean, essentially people are on social media to be entertained. They don't want to be sitting there like studying something or reading like an encyclopedia, right? You want to keep it short and sweet and end with that question. And I do that with, you know, like Younique posts as well too. So now we're going to talk about buy and sells. This is one thing that has worked amazingly for me, okay? And I've talked to compliance, and it is within compliance. I'm going to show you guys how. So we're going to go who, what, where, when, and why, and how, okay? So first of all, if you look at this picture, it's kind of hard to see. We've got 5,100 members and 1,464 people waiting to be approved. I started this probably maybe about a year and a half ago. And the best thing is that it's really, really low maintenance, okay? So, straight from the horse's mouth. So for instance, I contacted compliance because you're not allowed to sell we're not allowed to sell in buy and sell groups, okay? But Younique presently allows an exception for Facebook groups that are directly created by the presenter.
I'm sorry, Tiff. Is there any way to focus the screen a bit more? Just make it see. Like type in slide projector or something. It won't show up on my picture.
Can you make it bigger?
I don't know. It just doesn't take a picture of.
Ooh, is it full screen? Oh, I don't know if we're in full screen.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that a little bit better? Kind of? Or do you want to come up and take it? Do you want to come up and take? Oh, I just need to like take pictures of everything else too, right?
I think you only have so much time.
He will, but if she's not done talking, it's gonna.
Yeah, I don't know what the timing's like for it. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. You know what? After, if you want, I can bring my computer to you and you can take pictures. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. 'Cause I don't know how. Good, we're gonna get it up here. Sorry, guys.
It was straight at one point.
Sorry.
Motion sickness.
Especially when you're presenting.
Do you need something else related on?
Okay. Is that good? You guys see a little bit better? I'll bring the computer around after. Okay, so Younique presently allows an exception for Facebook groups that are directly created by the presenter. Hence our secret VIP groups, right? Because that's still a Facebook group. Now, we are not allowed to sell in buy and sells, but we can direct